this video is about fractions and decimals. We will learn how to convert decimals into fraction and fractions into decimals. But before we move on, you should know about decimal place values. Like if you have a normal number which is like 456, 456. We always know this one is ones, or you also can call it units, 5 tens, and 4 hundreds. That's why it's known at 456. But if you have 456.62, it means the first decimal place is known as tenths. Tenths. It means you have 6 tenths and 2 hundredths, or you can call you have 62 hundredths. So the first place value after decimal is tenths. It means it's divided by 10, or it's actually over 10. Same thing, division or fraction. Same thing, this one is divided by 100, or you can say it's over 100. And if you have 3 decimals, it's divided by 1000, or you can say, let's say you have 625 and here you have 5 thousandths, so 5 over 1000. So what we learn from this is, if you have these decimal numbers, so first of all, the first one is 0.5, so it's just one decimal place value, so 5 tenths. It's just 5 tenths. 5 tenths, you know, is divided by 10, so it's 5 over 10. You can simplify it, so 5 over 10, which will give you, if you simplify it, will give you half. 1 and 2 place values, so it's a 0 tenth and 7 hundredths, so it's divided by 100 because it's hundredth. So it's 7 over 100, which can't be simplified. Third one is 0.32, so you have 3 tenths and 2 hundredths, so it's 32 hundredths. Again, 32 over 100. This one has 0 tenths, 0 hundredths, and 6 thousandths. 0 tenths, 0 hundredths, and 6 thousandths, so it will be 6 thousandths. This is how we convert our decimals into fractions. Let's move on to some questions now. So here we have 0.3, as we know the place value. The first one is tenth, so it's just 3 tenths, and we can't simplify it anymore. 4 tenths and 5 hundredths, or we can call it 45 hundredths. 45 hundredths. You can simplify it by the table of 5. 5 times 9, 45. 5 times 20 is 100. This one is 6 hundredths again, because tenths and hundredths. Simplified by 2, so 3 over 50. This one is 5 thousandths, tenths, hundredths, and thousands. So 5 thousandths, which will be 1 over 200. And the last one is 1 tenth, 4 hundredths, and 2 thousandths, or you can say 142 thousandths, so it's 142 over 1000. If you simplify it, you will get 71 over 500. This is how we convert our decimals into fractions. Now, going backward, converting your fraction into decimal. First of all, 1 over 2 can be easily converted into a decimal by dividing numerator by denominator. So it's actually 1 divided by 2. This one is actually 3 divided by 4. This one is 5 divided by 8. This one is 2 divided by 3. This one is 3 divided by 5. Okay, let's do the division now. So 1 divided by 2, let's do it. 1 divided by 2. How many 2 goes in 1? 0. So we'll bring a 0 now because it's alone. So 2, how many 2? With the 0 we bring a decimal. How many 2 goes in 10? 5. It's over, so it's just 0.5. 3 divided by 4. 3 divided by 4. How many 4 goes in 3? 0. We'll give it a 0 with a decimal. How many 3 goes in 4 goes in 30? 4 times 7 is 28. Remainder is 2. 0 again. How many 4 goes in 20? 4 times 5 is 20. It's over, so 0.75. 5 divided by 8. 8. How many 8 goes in 5? 0, because 5 is smaller than 8. So we'll give this a 0 with a decimal. How many 8 goes in 50? 8 times 6. It's 48. Remainder is 2. Give it a 0 again. How many 8 goes in 20? 8 times 2 is 16. Remainder is 4. Give it a 0. How many 8 goes in 40? 8 times 5 is 40. So the answer is 0.625. Okay. 2 divided by 3. How many 3 goes in 2? Obviously 0, because 2 is smaller than 3. Give it a 0 with decimal. How many 3 goes in 20? 3 times 6 is 18. Remainder is 2. Again, same thing. 0 again. 3 times 6 is 18. Remainder is 2. Again, same thing. 0. 3 times 6 is 18. And you realize now that it's never going to end, so it will be 0.66666 and so on. So we write it as, because we know that 6 is repeating itself, we'll put a dot over it. In some ways we put a line over it. So same thing. So these types of fractions, which are decimals, which are repeating itself, we call them recurring decimals. Recurring decimals, remember. And the fractions, the decimals like this, which stops at one point, and you can easily divide, and then you're fully done with the division. So these types of decimals are known as terminating decimals. Okay, so 0.66666 or 0.6 with a dot over it is a recurring decimal. The last one, 3 divided by 5. So 3 divided by 5. How many 5 goes in 3? 0. Give it a 0 with the decimal. How many 5 goes in 30? 5 times 6 is 30. It's completely done. So it's 0.6. 0.6. This time it's a terminating decimal because it's completely divided. 0.6 is the answer, but here you are going through 0.66666. So this one is a recurring decimal, and you put a dot over it. I hope this video is of help to you. If you want me to solve any other thing, let me know in the comments. Have a nice day.